Hey everyone. Today we're going to talk about logic, and also this is used in science a lot. Correlation and causation. When you're doing research, you'll definitely talk about this, but we also use this in regular speech as well. So correlation versus causation. Correlation means two things are related. Okay, they happen at the same time. Causation means that one actually causes the other. And let's think about it in a simple way, okay? This is not necessarily the best way. So, um, are you related to your mother and father? Yes, you're related to them, right? Did they cause you to be alive? Yes, they caused you to be alive, right? Are you related to your brother and sister? Yes, you are related to your brother and sister, right? Did they cause you to be alive? No. You're correlated. You're from you're from the mother and father, and as you age, they age, but you didn't cause each other. The cause was mother and father. This is not a great way to explain it, but it's kind of a good way to think about it a little bit to talk about correlation causation. First thing we need to talk about are factors. So if we have a fire, okay, this is fire coming from some wood, okay? Okay, there's fire. And then there is a pot on this fire. I'm not drawing it very well. And it has a handle. Okay, the fire is a factor. The heat of the fire, or the amount of fuel you put on the fire to create the heat. And then the steam coming out is an effect of this factor. The factor of the heat of the fire, and then the heat of the water factor is the heat of the water as a factor. And the steam comes out. The steam is an effect. The steam is an effect of the water boiling. The factors that caused the water to boil were the heat of the fire and then the heat of the water. The internal heat of the water, this causes the steam. The fire really caused this is really a causation. The fire created the steam by boiling the water. The water, fire equals steam, right? Here's a good thing to know: effect versus affect. The fire affected the water temperature. The fire affected the water temperature. Why affect? It caused an effect. It caused an effect. It affected. The effect was steam. Cause and effect. The cause creates the effect. The cause affects something to create the effect. Okay? Okay, so that's causation. What about this one? You're at home. Your TV is on. Your computer is on. Each of them turn off. All of a sudden, they don't have power. Okay, this doesn't have power, this doesn't have power. Are these things correlated? Are they related to each other? You think so. They both went off at the same time, right? They are correlated. But did the computer cause the TV to turn off? No, right? What are we missing here? We've omitted a factor, haven't we? There's a factor in this that we've omitted. The factor is electricity, right? These things are plugged in to the electricity. If we sit around and think, oh, I think the computer caused the TV to turn off. And then someone else says, no, 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 I think the TV caused the computer to turn off. What are we seeing here? We're omitting a factor from this discussion. The factor that's omitted is there's electricity. The electricity is going to both of those. Something happened to the electricity. And when we look into it further, the factor of electricity, I don't know whether that's a factor. The factor of the electricity, it caused these to be on. It also caused them to be off. Or using the light switch, when I click this, I cause this to be on through the electricity, right? But I'd omitted a factor. There's also another thing that can cause you to, so the TV and the computer were correlated. They were related to each other because they were both plugged into the electricity. So there can be different types of correlation. If we're thinking about a graph, right? This is amount and this is time, okay? And you have two different factors. I'm not going to think about it right now. One of them from this point goes up and the other also goes up at the same time. We would call this a positive correlation. Positive correlation. In the coronavirus, as coronavirus increases in my body, I also, no, that would be a negative correlation, sorry. As I get more educated, I make more money. Education and money, we could argue, are positively correlated. What if both of them go down at the same time? This is also positive correlation. The positive refers to they both are going in the same direction. As I get less sleep, I am less effective at work. Sleep, effectiveness at work, positively correlated. What about negatively correlated? Negative. This means that as one goes up, the other goes down. As coronavirus increases in my body, my ability to breathe goes down. They're negatively correlated. As I get more sleep, my irritableness, this goes down, negatively correlated. What about zero correlation? As I get more sleep, the Avengers movie keeps playing. Are these correlated? No, the Avengers movie just keeps going. There's no effect. Whether I'm sleeping or not sleeping, the Avengers movie is still playing. These have a zero correlation. But now we have to ask, does one cause the other? Is there causation? So here we go. One is wealth. And the other is health. As wealth, we notice that the more wealthy people are, the more healthy they are. Is there a positive correlation? Let's say we study it for a long time and we notice, yes, there's a positive correlation. And there's also the opposite. As wealth decreases, health goes down. Okay, there's a positive correlation. Now we have to figure out, does one cause the other? Here's where we have to be careful about reverse causation. Reverse causation. I might think that wealth causes health. This would mean If I do an if then, if I have X, then Y. If I have wealth, then I have health. In that, wealth causes health. Okay? But what if it's actually health causes wealth? As I'm healthier, I'm able to concentrate in school. I'm able to keep going to work. This causes wealth. So we have to be careful about reverse causation. Okay? The wealth, the health of the person might actually have caused the wealth. So when we're talking about statistics or really anything like that, we have to know all of the factors in order to analyze a situation, to know whether one thing caused the other. Okay? So we've talked about factors, we've talked about causes, we've talked about effects versus affect. Affect is a verb. Effect tends to be a noun. An effect is caused. We've talked about figuring out whether something is correlated. Two things are correlated. Notice this word, relation. Who are your relations? Your cousins. They're related to you. Correlation. Co-relation. Related together. Causation. One thing makes something else happen. And we talked about problems when we see positive correlation or negative correlation, where they go in opposite directions, versus a zero causation. When we see this, we're trying to figure out, does one cause the other? We might have omitted a factor. We might have also made a problem of reverse causation, where we think one caused the other, but actually the other caused the one, right? So my wife is a physician. You will notice this when we talk about Western medicine versus maybe traditional medicine in your country. We have folk medicine here as well. I'll give you an example. My wife was talking to one of her patients, and the patient said, "Oh, I know that I have a urinary tract infection again because I'm getting pimples on my face. I'm getting pimples on my face." Now, does that make sense? It could actually. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's true. That as the problem that causes the urinary tract infection, maybe it affects something with your hormones that would affect your face. But we could also look at that and go, these two things have no correlation. Okay? I know I have coronavirus because my foot hurts. Are these really correlated? Are these really correlated? We can have folk beliefs like in India, and I'm not going to judge these. There's always some truth to some things. In India, sometimes they have, I forget what it's called, but where you have discoloration of the skin. So all of a sudden you have white splotches, and then more brown skin, and then white splotches. I forget what this is called. Do you know what I mean? Where you have the white splotches on your skin? Some people in India believe that's because you drank milk and ate fish at the same time. Now, overall, in Western medicine, we would say there is no correlation between these two. And drinking milk and eating fish doesn't cause this skin condition. They're not even correlated. But the person is saying not only is drinking milk and eating fish correlated, but one actually causes the other. Okay, so this is where it's very important to start omitting looking for omitted factors, or looking for reverse causation. Maybe the splotches cause you to drink milk and eat fish, I guess. So anyways, this is correlation and causation. It's very important as we talk about things, especially in business. So I hope this was useful to you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's have a discussion. Hit me up on Facebook at RJK English, and we'll have a discussion. And do you know anyone else that's learning learning business English or learning English, share my Facebook page and my YouTube channel with them so that they can also take part. All right, see you.